makes it tough. Look, we're holding them to a high standard.
This is true, but Sydney Drop Bears, they did have a bit more of a difficult time against Knock Predators than they have had so far against Alter Ego. So, you know, Sydney Drop Bears have been pushed. They haven't dropped the map just yet, but there has been moments where they've had to work for it. And so far, I'm kind of not really feeling like they're having to work for these maps just now.
All right, it's time for Alter Ego to come out with the first point of Numbani 2 times in a row. Let's go.
Okay, well, let's find out. Alter Ego with the dive composition. Sydney Drop Bears fairly similar, though. Face is on the Ana. To be careful against the dive comp when you are playing Ana, like I mentioned in the last map. PB and Jam just working the high angles, looking for some shurikens into the heads of some of these tanks, while the rest of Alter Ego start to rotate their way around the map. Sydney Drop Bears harrying them, harassing them as they go. And Alter Ego starting that map positioning well, but the fight not so much. Joy Boy goes down. The Winston's traded so early on, as we're akin to seeing in these fights. PB and Jam getting that ultimate worked up as well, up to 90%, or 80% rather.
Here come the ticks, Jordan, looking for one. Won't be able to get it for now, but still Alter Ego alive and kicking here. PB and Jam going to clean up this Diva. And there we go, back on the point. Oh, Billa trying hard. He picks up PB and Jam. Finally goes down as Tracer on Tracer as well. Sees Trace fall off the point.
Well, Bots is still here as well, lurking around the side. He is going to contest that one. Trace there in the meanwhile. They're diving onto the same target. Pulse Bomb out onto Joy Boy. No kill there. Gusto needed a little bit more damage before the Pulse Bomb did pop, but we do see so much healing right now out onto Joy Boy. Eventually, Gusto does go down. Quats gets booped away there as well, and the point still being capped up. Billa with the ultimate out. Dragon Blade looking for anything and anything. PB and Jam does get taken out, but still, Alter Ego not being able to cap this point. Now Self-Destruct is out.
Yeah, Drop Bears have done impressive work to try and keep it here at like 95%, but they're starting to fall. Shoyo going to use the Self-Destruct, try and get that mech back. Will he be picked up? No, stays alive. That's handy for sure. Gusto's taking down Joy Boy, still at 95%, Jordan. And Trace doing a bit of work. If Face goes down here, that's going to make life half. Gusto still on the point, but now drops off. And this could be it.
Yeah, Face and Bertlog being focused down really, really nicely there by a Trace. The same cannot be said for Gusto. He was too busy trying to fight on that point, and that kind of allowed the extra healing advantage to go in the direction of Alter Ego. It was a war of attrition at that point. They do manage to cap out the first point. PB and Jam very, very far forward right now. Does get the Bionade in his face. Won't really be able to survive here, one would think. However, he does actually get out of there, courtesy of an Orb of Healing from the Zenyatta. This is looking really good right now for Alter Ego. PB and Jam does get his Dragon Blade off. Not much to be done there, though.
No, Gusto goes down, so that's one less annoying Trace to deal with on the point. They're going well. Bill has been forced off, not able to do anything there. Self-Destruct comes out, Quats onto the point. You'll see Gusto coming back, and Bertlog up the back there with their heals, but they're 2/3 of the way through here. Jordan, still 5 minutes on the clock. 2 ticks is great work here for Alter Ego. You're going to have to drop back for now.
2 ticks is definitely a very good start to this one, but so many times we have seen Hanamura. Looks like, you know, the cap is going to come across. 2 CP trickle then comes into effect, and the defenders end up winning with a really long defense time, you know, 7 minutes, 5 minutes, something like that. This is definitely still achievable for Sydney Drop Bears to hold out the rest of this round. Xiaobao going down early on in the piece, a couple of nice shots coming out from Face. Alter Ego are going to have to back off, just waste a little bit more time. That's going to give some opportunities for Sydney Drop Bears to get pretty much all of their ultimates up, apart from that Self-Destruct. I suspect Sydney Drop Bears are going to have everything they want coming into that next fight. What they are going to use, that's the next question. Is it going to be the Nano Blade out onto Billa, or maybe Bertlog just with the Transcendence to keep everyone alive?
If Alter Ego get this one, I feel like they get it by picking up the majority in one clean sweep. You want to get all the kills at the same time. You don't want that trickle to come
Nano
through.
Blade.
Billa, yeah, coming out here with this Nano Blade. What can they do? There's one. Finds his counterpart. Should still be able to get rid of the Zenyatta. No, not now. Drops back. Trace has found one. Billa's still alive. There comes the Sound Barrier, and the Primal Rage going to force them back all the way into the spawn there. They only need that 1/3 tick to clean this one up.
They certainly do, and it's not even the full third at this point. They've already capped up just a little bit. Transcendence is now out for Bertlog, keeping everyone healed up on the point. That's where Sydney Drop Bears need to be right now. They can't allow Alter Ego to get any more points on the board. They're at 77.5% right now. Another wipe, though, does come out for Sydney Drop Bears. Again, the tanks coming up so big for the Drop Bears. Quats and Shoyo working in unison and destroying Alter Ego.
So, 3:15 left. Still plenty of time to work with, but we've seen it's harder and harder here, obviously, on this second point of Hanamura. And it's going to take a lot to get through the Drop Bears here, I think. Big ask.
Yep, I agree with you. However, Sydney Drop Bears did utilize a lot of ultis in that last fight. All they have right now is the nano boost. If there is no blade available for Billa, we can expect to see that one going on to Quads here. Alter Ego not much to work with themselves. However, a couple of ultis do come up just in time, or perhaps maybe a little bit too late. One pick already going the way of Alter Ego. The nano blade not there for Billa. The nano boost did come out at least, but the blade was not ready. Maybe a little bit of miscommunication there among the Drop Bears camp. Perhaps the Winston was dropped earlier on in the piece. Alter Ego with the chance in here. However, I don't feel like they're getting the kills just fast enough. They're getting picks, but they're not winning the team fight.
Yeah, that's it. It makes life very, very tough here, and you'll see the Drop Bears should be able to clean this one up, and Yao Bao goes down there as well. Ult's now getting very ready, very close to be ready for the majority of the Drop Bears. 3 up, Quat's about to come up as well. We know how quickly that Tracer can find hers. So in this position, they've lost another minute since we talked about the previous fight. Not looking real closer, and I feel like they probably won't be able to get this one either. So that really sets them sort of about a minute to go with one last 1 and a bit fights. Yeah, from 5 minutes down now to 1 minute and 50 seconds. Alter Ego will try and make another entry into this second point. Kraken does manage to get Billa, PB and Jam ulting off, but chasing Guzto. You can't really chase a Tracer. As a Genji, it's not going to work out too well for you, and PB and Jam gets nothing done with that Dragon Blade. Still across the field, Alter Ego are getting some kills. Now the ticking is going on. It's just contested at 98.9%. Shoyo with the self-destruct doesn't buy enough time here for Sydney Drop Bears. Well, we're about to find out. The trickle is coming into effect. The respawns are here for Sydney Drop Bears. Alter Ego might not be able to cap this one. PB and Jam, though, doing his best to fight it out. And still, the fight continues. Wow, this is insane. I can't believe that they managed to get this far, Jordan. 1.1% to go. Billa finds the kill. A Kraken goes down. Can't use that Transcendence, unfortunately. Trace picked up as well before his ultimate comes out. And you see the reset here coming out of the Drop Bears now, 55 seconds on the clock. And that was a lot closer than it probably should have been. 98.9 is very, very close indeed. Alter Ego going to be feeling a little bit hard done by there, but they still have at least another push in them, and this one is going to be a good one. PB and Jam, ultimate available, Trace available. Both the DPSs have some big power plays available right now in the next fight. Sad Boy with the self-destruct could make something happen, and they have a defensive support ultimate, so Alter Ego has everything that they need. Sydney Drop Bears, maybe not so much. Billa building up that ultimate, though. Does have Dragon Blade available. Bertlog can keep them alive with a good Transcendence here. And there he is, charging out from the spawn. Perhaps too little too late, though, as a couple of players have already gone down here for Sydney Drop Bears. The respawns, though, about to come into effect. Quats and Billa do come up. Still the contestants on. Still Alter Ego not building up that ticker just yet. Yeah, Drop Bears lost 4, and now it's up to Billa with the Dragon Blade down to 0. See you later. Surely this is it. Alter Ego have to get this point. Quat's the last one left. Knocked off. Gusto comes on the point. The Diva comes through. Shoyo, what can you do? Sombra's here as well. This is not looking very fun for Alter Ego. I've seen this happen in my games before, Ben, and it is so frustrating. They're off the point now, though, and that's it. It is finally Alter Ego capping it out there on Hanamura. The Sombra just could not get back onto the point. And, whoa, well, wow. Is all I'm going to say at that. That's your favorite word, isn't it? Well, I said I added an A into it that time. But that is a pretty good result coming out for Alter Ego. I think overall they should be pretty happy with that. There was a couple of fights in there they probably almost won but didn't deserve to. The fact that they got those almost 3 ticks there, 2 out of 1 and 99% out of the other, that was pretty good as well. It's going to be a tough battle to hold back the Drop Bears, but that is a good start. That's all you can really ask here, to be perfectly honest.
Yes, looks like Faces dropped out here for Sydney Drop Bears, so we might have a bit of a pause coming up in a second.
I call them the Drop Bears for a reason, Jordan.
Get back into the game. Overall, yeah, look, I agree. It's a good result there for Alter Ego to get those 2 points through. They obviously would have liked to have gotten it a little bit faster, but such is life really on Hanamura. And so still no pause.
It's tough. It's tough. That second point is difficult at the best of times. It's even harder up against a team who have not dropped a map yet.
So back, so well, it looks like we'll be fine.
We're good. They got a lot of time. They got a lot of time.
Wow, did you see that 360 from Sad Boy?
360 no scope Sad Boy. Nice work.
That was epic.
Yeah, that's good. Good job. Look at that sick mech skills.
Oh, again.
Oh, wow.
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 Wow. Probably deserves a tweet of its own, I reckon.
Look at this. This is great play.
Sad Boy popping off right now.
Great play. Even better spectating, Jordan. It's like he's on a skateboard, doing the 360s,
looks like we're playing
doing the ollies. Bit of grinding up there.
Tony Hawks.
Where's the kickflip?
Show us a kickflip.
Do a barrel roll.
You know, that would be cool.
That would be cool.
Anyway, we shall see how this one does go. Alter Ego. Gonna probably try and hold off this first point if that's possible, but not always really gonna be so easy.
No, but if they can stall this out and use up a ton of time, it's going to make life very difficult here for the Drop Bears. So, pretty good result to pick up 2 points here for Alter Ego.
Indeed.
Let's see if they can pick up the map, Jordan. A first here for Contenders, their first map, and potentially the first one for the Drop Bears to lose. Villa throwing out the shurikens at long range. PB and Jam deciding to push on through. No, thinks the better of it, wants to hold back, and that has been, we've seen our best soldier play so far here in Aussie Contenders as well. And they can fight from the back, unconflicted, I suppose. Billa, nice work. Sad Boy loses the mech, pushes through. Diva should go down. Quats has been lost in the meantime. It's 5 versus 4. Alter Ego on defense, starting to fall apart here. The Drop Bears pushing through. Gusto's found an ulti. Sad Boy comes back. Face going to boop them off for now. But Drop Bears looking okay here, Elfishguy.
Oh, there's a nano boost out onto PB and Jam. Maybe in the hope that PB and Jam was going to get the tank visor up in time, but it just was not there. Alter Ego, not really much coming out from that boost. No. And it looks like they should drop this first point fairly shortly. Sad Boy comes trickling in, denying a couple more seconds, but realistically not going to affect Sydney Drop Bears all that much. So how easy is it going to be for them to push here into the second point, though?
6:30 on the clock, and if they can pick this up with time in spare, be up to them to attack again and see if they can get a tick, which
they should.
You'd like to think they should after seeing how they went there their first time around. Drop Bears, 1, 2, 3, Oldies ready to go. PB and Jam and Trace on the opposing side, and there you go, down barrier out straight away. Makes Trace's life very, very difficult. The Transcendence comes out as well. They're on the point. There's one.
There it is. Here he comes. Let's see what is going to occur here. PB and Jam already getting the 1 kill. PB and Jam getting another one as well. Who knew that Toast could be so dangerous? Alter Ego certainly did, but Sydney Drop Bears doing their best to keep themselves on this point. Doesn't look like it's going to happen, though. Alter Ego pushing Sydney Drop Bears back.
I think it's more of a sandwich, to be honest. Like,
yeah.
I don't know. You would put Vegemite on toast if you're an Aussie.
I put peanut butter on toast.
Okay. Okay.
But I don't really eat peanut butter and jam, so...
Right.
It is what it is.
It is. That was a pretty good first push. One push, one third. They'll take that. Could have gone better, though. Felt maybe they had the advantage. It would have been pretty handy to come back with the 6 minutes on the clock, to be perfectly honest. Now the Drop Bears sitting on the right-hand side of the map, potentially wanting to take this this top portion, and Gusto just trying to cause a bit of a ruckus over the top there. You can see that Pulse Bomb ready to go as well. Would love to find himself a support right now. Look at this Alter Ego. 5 ultimates though, Jordan. This is the big ask from the Drop Bears.
Yeah, the Drop Bears here just want to come in and try and pull a few ultis away from Alter Ego. Let's see if they're going to be able to achieve that. Joy Boy goes down without utilizing the Primal Rage. Not sure that that's going to affect Alter Ego too much, though, as we're not really seeing too many more picks following up on that. He should get back into the fight relatively shortly. Pulse Bomb goes awry there for Trace. So a few ultis being used now by Alter Ego, not resulting in too much. And in fact, Sydney Drop Bears are, I would say, winning this fight right now. Shoyo, though, does go down. Joy Boy forcing the Mercy back. Billa also forced off the top. This is not a fun place to be as a soldier. Oh, but he gets a helping hand from Joy Boy back up onto the point into the middle of his team.
They stay alive, and Alter Ego use up every single one of their ultimates they had ready to go here. So this was actually a pretty useful fight here for the Drop Bears. The battle does continue, however. Alter Ego losing a little bit of HP across the board, but the Drop Bears losing players. I don't know, Jordan, is it Alter Ego or Alter Ego? Because it felt like they were very, very keen to use their ultimates then, and now I don't know if it leaves them in a great place.
Well, we'll see. Look, there's not that many ultis available right now for Sydney Drop Bears either, so I don't think it's going to hurt Alter Ego too much unless Billa can get some really, really good positioning for this tactical visor. And once again, Sydney Drop Bears are going to try and take this high ground. That should give Billa a little bit more room to maneuver on the lower high ground, which is exactly where he is. Unfortunately, he gets pushed upon, dove upon by the Alter Ego tanks. And again, we always know how that works when you're a soldier and you have a couple of tanks on top of you. There's not so much that you can do.
No, nice work there from Alter Ego, managing to clean them up. Get some more charge, stay alive, wind down that clock. All positive things here. And this has been a pretty good hold so far. I'm actually really impressed by the Alter Ego we have seen here on Hanamura. They have played very well, particularly up against one of the more difficult teams in the competition. And I don't know, this could be the point, Jordan. This might be it. This might be a map that the Drop Bears don't win. The Drop Bears do end up dropping Guzto, though. That's a good pick onto Xiao Bao. 2 for 2 so far. Sydney Drop Bears need to do better than that if they are going to hope to cap this one out. They realize that as well, deciding to back off. A pulse bomb used in that fight for Drop Bears. Some big ultis coming up, though, very shortly for them. Self-destruct, Transcendence, Primal Rage as well as getting there. But Alter Ego have plenty to combat that with. In fact, 6 ultis going to be available for Alter Ego. Drop them all at once.
Yeah, just do it.
That'll really earn them the name Alter Ego. That is for sure. Battle up here on the high ground. Once again, we've seen many battles fight it out here in this particular map. And, well, Sad Boy will lose the mech by the looks of things. And there comes your attack visor. Oh, it's
really
come
good
back. Nice work.
Birdlog coming up absolutely massive there for Billa in particular, but certainly helping out Sydney Drop Bears. This might be the fight that they need. Alter Ego are dropping across the board. Trace, no recall available for him now for the next 10 seconds or so, getting very low. Will be taken down by Quats. Shoyo gets the D-Mech onto Sad Boy. The trickle for Alter Ego in effect now. Sydney Drop Bears, they're feeling it. They're thinking that they can close this map out right now, and they certainly should be able to do it.
Yeah, they should be able to. They're in prime position here to give themselves 126 to bring this one back and get one tick. So much of that, Jordan, came down to Billa. That was
surviving. Birdlog, his ultimate. Oh, God. So good.
Wow.
Don't know what more to say about it, really. But that can be the difference. And it should be the difference. A minute 26. That's more than enough time for Sydney Drop Bears to capture that first point. We saw them doing it so quickly in that previous attacking time for themselves. Alter Ego, are they going to go for a different composition here in retaliation? Doesn't seem like it. Xiao Bao still sitting on the Ana. PB and Jam again.
Is
out
this
onto the soldier.
Tank? Here we go.
It's quad tank for Sydney Drop Bears.
Here we go.
They're not messing around now, Ben.
Nope. That's what I love to see. We need 1/3. Let's go quad tank. Makes sense. So it's going to be difficult here for Alter Ego on their first iteration of this point. You see it come out of the gates. It's too late. Yep. What can you do? Your best, I suppose, is the answer.
Your best indeed. Xiao Bao could be pretty critical here. Get a good bio-nade off. That can really shut down the quad tank because a lot of what it does rely upon is the healing output from the Moira. And of course also from the Lucio, but really Moira is going to be the one that is dishing out the majority of that healing. Lucio getting those speed boosts more so. Let's see what Xiao Bao can do here. Even a well-placed sleep dart could save the map for Alter Ego. Anyway, Sydney Drop Bears now rolling out.
They are rolling out indeed. One big ball of tank fury onto this first point here at Hanamura, and Joy Boy just going to get walked straight past. 6 on the point. They're going to be forced to dive. Only just do they make it. For now, Joy Boy almost goes down. Everyone's still alive. Sad Boy up as well. All tanks still going strong. Gusto, 45, 60, 70. That's the energy you want to see, and Sad Boy is now removed from this game. 50 seconds on the clock, still so much time, and this will be it.
It's absolutely over right now. A couple of nice bio nades being hit there by Xiao Bao, but Sydney Drop Bears, they just have too much positioning right now. Gusto, however, having gone down, might be a hope. Never mind. For Alter Ego, I was going to say, but no one can get onto the point. Sydney Drop Bears take away map number 3.
3-2 is the final score, Elfishguy, but that was what I wanted to see from Alter Ego. In reality, you get to that point, there's very little you can do to try and stop that quad tank. You don't know it's coming. And the Drop Bears, obviously, a quality team no matter what, as we appreciate Quats here, not even needing to use that Primal Rage until the very end, doing his most with the Tesla cannon. Still undefeated. Alter Ego now going to come down onto this payload map, onto Escort, and I think it's going to be a tough ask because so far we haven't seen that much out of them on that particular type of map. I suppose all we've really seen is that second aspect of Numbani, but it was particularly unimpressive.
It did not go too well for them indeed. They've certainly showed a little bit more prowess, I suppose, on those control point maps. Obviously on Ilios as well, control, and then onto Assault on Hanamura when they're fighting it out on the point. They tend to have a little bit of a better time, it seems like. Just the deathmatch in general seems to help them out a little bit more, but once they're actually pushing forward with the payload, things don't tend to work out as nicely for them. Yeah, well, maybe not moving with the payload. Yeah.
Music's off, guys, sorry.
So it's kind of like when Sombra hacks Lucio. At this point for Alter Ego, the music does turn off. Maybe they can turn it back on if they get onto Junkertown or Dorado and have a good time. But like you said, Ben, I think it's probably leaning towards Sydney Drop Bears at this point. I think they'll remain undefeated. Yeah,
if there was a chance for the guys from Alter Ego to bring this back, it was right there on Hanamura, and they got okay, but it just wasn't enough in the end. I think perhaps the Drop Bears just too strong.
Yep.
I don't know. Overall, though, it's been okay. We said that this was... You know, we hadn't seen Alter Ego so far, and we wanted them to really give us a bit of an idea of what we might expect from them, how they might play across the rest of the season here in Contenders Australia. And I think what we've seen has been pretty good.
Yeah, in general, like it's been maybe a little better than some of the teams that we've seen go up against Sydney Drop Bears in some areas, maybe a little worse in others. I still don't think they're going to necessarily be contesting for anywhere close to the top 4, maybe even sitting towards the fringes of the top 8.
These games have been close, so...
Well, only one.
You only need to make 4th, Jordan. You only need to make 4th, right? So, up against teams that aren't the Drop Bears, I guess they've got, Masterminds in their group as well, so that makes life tough. We saw them yesterday. They played pretty well. Against everyone else, I would like to think that they could fight for 4th. I'd like to think.
They could, they could fight for 4th, but it is still going to be, I think, a tough ask for them. You know, this is a new team.
Yeah.
So we've got a lot of other teams that have had a lot more time to play with.
It's true, but if this is how they play day 1, maybe as the rest of the season progresses, they might have a shot. I don't know, we'll have to wait and see, but for now, let's go and take a look at our 4th and final map here. It will be Dorado, Jordan. And, you know, this could be a repeat of what we saw about an hour ago.
Yeah, it certainly could. Sydney Drop Bears should probably be starting on defense. They will get the choice of side once more.
The games today, like, they've been close but not close. You know what I mean? Does that...
Yeah, I kind of get what
you're picking up what I'm putting down here?
Sort of.
Sort of. They haven't been necessarily blowouts. So even though we might see a 4-0 here between these two teams, it could have been worse. And I think seeing that Hanamura, seeing what we saw on the first point of Nabani, seeing what we saw on the first point of Ilios, overall, some positive things to come out here for Alter Ego. But there's still a chance for them to take down the first map here from the Drop Bears. If they're going to do it, they're going to need to do it here on Dorado, Jordan. Alter Ego starting off on attack. The Drop Bears going to be defending first up. Potential here to make this a very, very quick map.
Yes, indeed. Let's find out how strong Sydney Drop Bears will hold off Alter Ego. Alter Ego once again going for the dive composition plus Mercy on Xiaobao. Sydney Drop Bears, Billa on Sombra. Big fan. See what he can make happen here. Bertlog under no pressure at all, nor is Gusto, nor is Face. Alter Ego just trying to take away that rooftop from Quats and Shoyo, but they're getting so many heals, and there's just no pressure at all right now.
Exactly. Finally, the Drop Bears drop back, but we've seen that We've seen that point used time and time again here, and normally it's over in the first few seconds, but this time it's picking up quite a bit of time for him, to be perfectly honest. Now, Alter Ego going to push up into the top as they come underneath the bridge. This is the time that Drop Bears want to strike, but it's not working out for them. This has been pretty good here from Alter Ego. They pick up 3, pick up 4. Quat's potentially going down here as well. Going to leave Shoyo and Billa coming in from behind, but this will allow them to push the payload even further. Not all the way to the end, but now the Drop Bears are going to have to pick a point to fight this on. Yeah,
well, that's gone about as awfully as it could have, really, for Sydney Drop Bears. It looked like they were going to try and engage that fight, but in the end, Alter Egos were good enough for the counter dive and worked out nicely for them. This one should actually not really be able to be contested.
Choosing not to is the answer, actually, from the Drop Bears. So
a bit too far away for the respawns.
Great start from Alter Ego here on Dorado. That's what they want to see. Plenty of time now here to work their way through the second portion of this map. PB and Jam ready, as you can see, with that Dragon Blade, getting the heal up as well. I don't know if he wants to fight up here, to be honest, or wait to find out perhaps where those supports might end up. That would certainly be ideal. There we go, Dragon Blade time. They're undefended, and there goes Bertlog. See you later. Face should go down as well. And Alter Ego ripping the Drop Bears apart. That's more free room here, more free time on the clock to push this payload through.
Yep, good target selection out from PB and Jam. He got the job done with the blade. Continues it further forward with the shurikens. Alter Ego so far seeming fairly uncontested, actually.
Yeah, this has not been great at all for the Drop Bears. You can see now they will have 6 ultimates ready to go, but they're going to have to find it out in this very last corner here of the second portion of the map. The time clock looking very, very good here for Alter Ego. Trace, ready to go with this pulse bomb, as we saw, trying to find someone from behind, but unfortunately,
this could be bad. 2, 3, just 1. Gusto
That's a good
going
start.
down.
Should allow him to get Bertlog, you'd like to think. No, has to drop back on out.
Yeah, Bertlog's been really, really deadly with those Zenyatta orbs, but Trace, there's nothing he can do. He can't go anywhere. Couldn't recall. Billa's doing so much work on the other side of the coin. Poor Sydney Drop Bears, really forcing Alter Ego back.
Drop Bears finally waking up to this one, Elfishguy, and picking this point of all to try and fight it out. Still going to have 3 ultis ready to go.
That's a little unfortunate for Billa.
Where you
happy
going,
with
mate?
that.
Oh, right there. Like when you try and throw some trash in the bin. It just bounces right back to you like, oh, that's embarrassing.
Can't say I've ever had that problem.
Oh, yeah, mate. One of many things.
Well, I tried to throw you away, but you keep popping back up.
That's why no one likes you, John. You're just too mean.
Okay.
Billa, EMP ready to go. PB and Jam, Dragon Blade ready to go. The Drop Bears really, I think if they can conserve some of these ultimates here, Jordan, and maybe even get an early pick, that's going to give them even more time. PB and Jam comes out. The Dragon Blade goes strong. Finds no one.
It was going strong for a moment there, but it's going even stronger right now for Gusto with the Nano Visor tearing apart Alter Ego. No real fight even in that one.
No, when I said maybe they can save up these ultimates, what I meant was maybe they can just use them all here in this fight.
Look at this stagger as well. Takes Sad Boy so long to
That's
die.
not how you get down to the beach, Sad Boy.
He's going to be a very sad boy after that. Still on the respawn.
2:10 on the clock. And what was a pretty good start for Alter Ego is now slowed down to a crawl here. Maybe they can pick this point up. We'll see how the self-destruct goes, whether it gets used appropriately. Not much here on the cards, though, for the Drop Bears. So this is the chance, I think, Jordan. This is the fight that Alter Ego wants to win.
In saying that, there's just not that much for them to be able to push through with. As soon as Bertlog gets this Transcendence, everyone should be as safe and alive.
Well,
however,
down.
Billa does manage to get picked off there. Shoyo managing to trade it back. That's a decent sort of start for Sydney Drop Bears, but the res is there. Xiao Bao maybe a little bit over eager on the res. Does get picked up as a result of it. The self-destruct does manage to get Joy Boy. Face now getting a res across, but it doesn't matter for too much longer as he gets picked up. PB and Jam pulling out the sword once more, making some good usage out of that one. Trace in the meanwhile doing some damage onto the D.Va. But Sydney Drop Bears, they've still got players here available to contest the point, even if only for a couple seconds longer.
Yeah, that that resurrection that came out from Merchant before was pretty handy, but Gusto now up the top. He's picked up one. Bertlog finds 2. You said it before, we'll say it again. So handy there on the Zenyatta, Elfishguy. In a battle I thought maybe the Drop Bears were going to lose. Turns around, and Alter Ego now under the pump.
Yeah, they definitely are. That really... It almost looked like it was going to be the fight that Alter Ego needed, but Sydney Drop Bears, and in particular Billa, just came back in there at the perfect timing with the EMP, and then Guzto following up with the tactical visor. Like, what are you going to do? You don't have your abilities. You're just standing on the point dying to a soldier. There is nothing that Alter Ego could have done there, and so now they're really going to have to put the pedal to the metal here. They're up the creek without a paddle bend.
Yes, well, I don't even know if they have a boat, to be perfectly honest, because it's stuck in the mud. Joy Boy's gone down. Drop Bears still with 6 alive. They're on the point. Bertlog, you see they found another. Now the Mercy's gone. This is very, very difficult here. They're not even on the payload, Elfishguy. And the Drop Bears, you'd like to think, holds this one off. There's the self-destruct, the last chance, the last effort. It finds nobody. And Bertlog, again, picks up the Genji. So the overtime should surely tick down. Surely Alter Ego is pushed back. Here's one last shot. Joy Boy goes down. They've got 2 more on the point. You can hear the tac visor coming out, and that is going to be that as they pick up what you'd like to think is the last kill of this first half here. Close, but no cigar.
Yeah, I don't think it would have really made much of a difference anyway had the touch come across onto the payload.
No.
An excellent hold from Sydney Drop Bears just in front of the second point. A very achievable victory now within the sights of Sydney Drop Bears. Guzdo certainly was using his sights quite well in the last round. So we'll see if that can continue for Sydney Drop Bears, or if it's going to be the Tracer out for Guzdo here. Could be the option. Billa has gone to Sombra once more.
So this is definitely doable for Alter Ego, but it's going to take a lot of work here. And I don't know. I don't feel like perhaps they're in as great a position as they were back on Hanamura, that's to be sure.
No, I definitely agree with you. Alter Ego pretty much, I think, need to hold this at the first point. I don't think that the Streets phase is going to be as easy for them to hold off as the Market phase. They need to hold them under that bridge, and that's going to be that. If not, yeah, I feel like Sydney Drop Bears are just going to continue on their merry way. It's like a walk in the park right now for them.
I'd love to see this pirate ship come out. That would actually make my day. That would be pretty BM as well.
I don't think it'll happen here.
No, but I want it to happen.
It's too much elevation for Alter Ego to utilize. They can get too close to the payload.
Just come over the top.
Yep.
But it's fun. That's why I like Junkertown, Jordan. Because Junkertown does allow you to get onto the payload nice and early. You can get some clean kills there with the pirate ship. Get the Bastion out. One of the very few times we actually see him these days.
Yeah. Good riddance, I say.
Huh. Yeah, well, I used to be a Bastion fan back in the day.
Yeah, I know you were.
Like day one.
My least favorite hero is Hanzo. If I could remove one hero, it would be Hanzo.
If I could remove one hero, it would be Elfishguy.
I'm not a hero.
That's for sure.
I'm a legend!
Here we go, the Drop Bears. 4 minutes on the clock to get through this first point. And one might suggest they could be ready to go 12-0 here at Contenders Australia. It is definitely possible. How long will it take? Look at them straight away diving up into the first roof. How much damage can they do? They did a bit across the board, but forced to drop back down. But if there's no one contesting the payload, there we go. What's the point?
Yep, exactly. Alter Ego are going to be forced to back off here. Sad Boy just gets back up on the lip in time. Has to back out here already, though. Trace does get taken down by Guzdo. Zenyatta to assist. Bertlog has just been so deadly for Sydney Drop Bears here on Dorado. And Alter Ego, they're essentially routed. They're running away.
Yeah, we've seen Shoyo time and time again push forward here on the Diva, and we'll see it once more. Quats and Billa both finding kills, and now it's going to be a 3 minutes to add on to the rest of it as we push into the Streets phase, Jordan, because that was an impressive start. And, well, I think it's going to be too much here. 5 minutes 30 to hold them off. I just don't see how this works.
No, I don't see that this is going to work out too nicely for Alter Ego either, particularly given Billa now does have the Dragon Blade available to him. Not much to deny it for Alter Ego unless Xiaobao can hit a big sleep. But Xiaobao already down to half HP, forced to use the Bionade to keep himself alive. There's a ulting counter onto the Winston.
Yeah, Billa's behind with the Dragon Blade. There's nobody there.
He's not happy with that. You can see the little shake of the head.
That's not ideal.
Joy Boy got a little bit done with that Ana boost.
Look at this, Alter Ego losing a bit of HP. Ooh. Look at that, they're also very low. Then all of a sudden, they all get picked up.
Yeah, well, when you're lined up, the Genji can just dash through all of you. So much damage comes out from that dash, especially when it's up against a group of heroes. So, fight loss for Alter Ego. Not much used in it, to be fair. Only the nano boost.
Getting very, very close to the end of this map and the end of this match, Jordan. We're going to have to wait and see where Alter Ego wants to hold. They have 3 ults, almost 4, almost 5 ready to go. I want to see how many they want to use at once because they want to make this difficult. There you go, self-destruct. It's inside the bubble. That's not going to help. There you go. Another one pops on out there. So many ultimates, both the Sound Barrier and the Transcendence now coming out to try and force this one through. But the Drop Bears look like they're in a better position. Bertlog's still alive. He pops the Transcendence, continues to go through. Shoyo going strong again, forces them down, wants to chase down these last people. We're getting close to the end. This could be it.
It certainly could be indeed, Sydney Drop Bears. They only have Billa's Dragon Blade here to use. Self-destruct is coming up though for Shoyo. Joy Boy does go down. Here is Billa. What can he do? Last one wasn't so great. This one a little bit better. Gets 2. PB and Jam, though, coming up a little bit better with 3 and also getting rid of Billa. So, Alter Ego should hold strong off the back of this one. Shoyo is still in there, but the Discord is going to make life very difficult for him and deciding to jump off the cliff.
320. 2 ults versus 2 ults, almost the third coming up here with Quats ready for that Primal Rage. Alter Ego, though, one might suggest, Jordan, that just a bridge too far here.
Our Kraken is coming up on the Transcendence as well, though, for Alter Ego. If he can get that up for the next fight, might be able to hold on a little bit longer. But there's still multiple fights here available for Sydney Drop Bears. This doesn't need to be the one. Who's to say it won't be, though? Certainly not me. Sydney Drop Bears just jostling for some positioning right now. The dive comes in, counter dive out from Alter Ego as well, trying to keep their supports alive. It's working so far. Shoyo does get taken out by the Pulse Bomb. A decent start for Alter Ego, but is it going to be resulting in a fight one? Sydney Drop Bears finding a couple of picks here. Bertlog looking dangerous. PB and Jam does have the Discord on him.
Yeah, Quat stove in very, very early there as well and thought maybe he was going to get those picks. It didn't work out. Got kind of baited up there to the back of that point, Jordan, which allowed Alter Ego to pick up some of these kills. And the Drop Bear's going to be forced back to regroup right now. Still plenty of time on the clock, but every time you say still plenty of time on the clock, there's just that little bit less time on the clock.
Indeed, 2 minutes is a little bit less than what Sydney Drop Bears would like right now. The next fight is just going to be a ulting building fight for Sydney Drop Bears. That was a little bit less eloquent, but what I'm trying to say is that they're not going to have anything to use here. They just want to build their ults up or maybe hopefully get them up before the next fight does start. Billa needs to be getting something bigger out of his Dragon Blades. 2 the best so far for him on the attack. Can he find 3 maybe with the next? That could be the win for Sydney Drop Bears if he is able to. Self-destruct is out from somebody. Not sure who. Sad Boy.
I think maybe Sad Boy as he gets caught out there without the mech. Drop Bears now with 4 ultimates, but 2 of them not usable. Those players are dead and gone. Alter Ego should win this fight.
Yep. But the next fight, that's the real problem right now for Alter Ego, isn't it? Because Sydney Drop Bears, they set out to build their ultis in that last fight, and they have definitely done exactly that. Bertlog, Guzdo, Billa have their ultis available. Shoyo, I think, as well. Nope. 47% coming off the respawn. Quats is the one that is very close by, actually. So it's almost 4 ultis available there for Sydney Drop Bears. Alter Ego, just the 2. It's going to need to be another good Dragon Blade from PB and Jam. It has been quite good from him so far today, on Dorado at least. And our Kraken, a crucial Transcendence to come out from him here in this potentially final fight. Sydney Drop Bears have 45 seconds to work with. It's do or die for them now.
Certainly is. Not much long left on the clock, but surely the Drop Bears can do this. They have every advantage they could think of, and this would be a huge one. He's stuck.
He had Transcendence. He had Transcendence available, so he survives, and that's a wasted Pulse Bomb. Needed to put it onto the Ana instead. Xiao Bao would have definitely gone down there, but here we go. Billa with the ulti out. The Dragon Blade getting the better of PB and Jam, so that is 1 down for Alter Ego. Now 2. Both the DPS are dropped in this fight. Billa still surviving, and Alter Ego, they might have just let the ball slip at the most inopportune time.
Yeah, that's a little bit unfortunate. They want to keep this one alive, but I suspect that the guys from the Drop Bears can push this through. Look at that Bertlog.
Well, who can
does clean up Sad Boy. Where are they? There's a Winston, there's a Tracer. Here we go, waiting for the last aspect, the last second. They're on the point right now, but as Joy Boy goes down, you'd like to think PB and Jam can go down here.
Crucial nano
drop
boost here for
plays
Xiao
it well.
Bao. What can he get it on?
The Tracer, that's not going to help, and that is that, boys and girls. 4-0 becomes 12-0 here for the Sydney Drop Bears, and undefeated both in match and map scores after 3 full games of Overwatch Contenders Australia. What a great start from that team.
Yeah, and this was just perfect from Billa and Guzto. I mean, you got to give a shout out to Billa there as well for the EMP that he did put down, but Guzto was the one to clean everything up with the tactical visor. It was really good across the board there from Sydney Drop Bears. I thought Bertlog, again, I have to say, was really, really impactful on that Zenyatta. Again, coming up with the goods for Sydney Drop Bears. Well, it's just another 4-0 for them. It's a pretty standard day at the office by the, well, from so far, I guess, for Sydney Drop Bears. It's just, yeah, like it's what they do.
From that, you go, Drop Bears, good job, 12-0. Considering you're 3 games in, you've only got 2 left, and there's about, what, three and a bit weeks left just of group stages here for Contenders.
Is, they haven't played against Masterminds yet, which is going to be the real question mark. Which of those 2 teams can get the victory?
But it may not even matter by that point.
Might not. I mean, if it's a 3-2, let's say, even if Sydney Drop Bears do end up losing it, well, then I guess we have to see if Masterminds will drop on the other side something. But the maps might still even be in the favor of Sydney Drop Bears. A lot of questions. I mean, it still does come down to that matchup for me, though, here in Group B. Yeah,
it's going to be a tough battle for the rest of Group B to really try and bring the Drop Bears back. I am very excited, very much waiting for that matchup up against Masterminds. That's going to be a very, very good game and really will set the standard for what we expect to see here out of the rest of the group. For Group A, that might be a different story. We'll have to wait and see. So let's go and take a look at our standard.